It's August, and we're back with the Heart, Mind, Money podcast with our founder, our leader, Perla Tamez Casasnovas. And how are you doing today?
Hola. Well, today I'm doing amazing. Happy August, everybody. We kick off this month super strong, super fearless, joyous, and powerful.
Yes, and talking about joy, P, you are that rare individual. Not that anyone else can't do it. I think no one else really focuses on the characteristics of it. But you are a very joyful person through hard times, through everything, through challenges. When people are sharing with you, you always come and lead from a space of joy. And I think joy and happiness are two very different things. Happiness is fleeting. You feel it and then it's gone. But joy, no matter what, if you have those characteristics, they're there even when you feel shitty. Okay. And I think it's also a respect of how you walk into a room and how you help make others feel. I think joy has a lot to do with that. But what I wanted to tell you is that I did some research. I was like, what are those characteristics? How does she do it? Because it's rare.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so the characteristics of a joyful person are the following 8 things. There's a lot of different things that define it, but these 8 things are in all the different things that may define it. Gratitude, positive mindset, social connections, helping others, physical activity, mindfulness, pursuing passions, and self-care. A joyful person has these things and practices them. So my question to you...
I do all of those.
You do. And so, but how do you lean into them when shit is hitting the fan? How do you do those things? And what is it that we can teach our listeners? Because you do live it. So how do you do it when things are just ugh?
So I have to stretch myself. And sometimes... I am in constant awareness of what I'm feeling. O sea, yo siempre estoy consciente de lo que estoy sintiendo y lo que estoy pensando.
Okay.
Specifically right now, as I'm pregnant with 2 twin boys,
yes,
right?
Marcelino and James.
Marcelino and James. I was not aware that the mom feels the impact of their testosterone. And so you're super aggressive, super fierce. And I have 2 chiquillos in there. And so... I'm usually very joyous, very, something, shit hits the fan. I'm like,
no
how are we going to figure it out?
No pasa nada.
because I don't focus on what's happening, but I focus on the lesson, right? So when people are joyous and they go through something, how do you bring that out? You have to focus in what's bigger than what's actually happening.
Okay.
Number 1.
That's 1.
For example, now that I'm going through this testosterone stuff, until I found out what the babies were, I was in a very aggressive, fierce mood. So I was dealing with my mood swings things are changing. Things are pissing me off. I'm changing as an individual. I'm looking at things different. I've lost millions of dollars and I've never felt like this. And if somebody makes a mistake at one of the clinics, I was getting super pissed, right? So before I knew what the kids were, I was like, wow, I'm changing. And I've always asked myself, what is going to come and break my joy? It's always been in the back of my head.
What? Okay.
Always, because nothing has ever been able to break my joy.
Right. That's why I'm super curious.
Because in the middle of a storm, I will dance.
Yeah.
But that, according to Father Ed Atangana, Catholic priest from the church here in McAllen, he says that I'm just wired different. I don't have fear receptors. And so therefore, I kind of encompass that fear, and I'm always in a joy moment. No matter if I am, I look super beautiful, did my hair, did my makeup, and it starts raining, I'll start laughing.
Yeah.
In the rain.
Just put it in a bun.
Yes, and I'll just put it in a bun, no pasa nada. And so before the babies, I knew they were boys, I was like, chingada madre, I'm changing. But
you, because you're self-aware, you felt it.
And I feel this aggressiveness, I want somebody to fuck up so I can chew them up.
Whoa.
So that I could get that out of me. So that I could get it out of me.
Go for a run.
No, I can't run right now. I'm so heavy. Like,
I'm going to get you a punching bag.
One pompi and another pompi, like, ya me tardé 10 años en llegar. I'm very heavy everywhere. And so I have a punching bag. And thank you, though. And so when I realized that they were boys, and I'm like, oh my God, I have 2 boys, which is the average, probably, of my husband's character and my character, which are very strong characters.
In a good way, but they're strong.
In a good way, but we're very strong. And my husband and I don't clash because we have high respects for each other.
Right.
But if we wouldn't have respect,
I can't imagine.
It'd be like war, because he's very strong in his character and I am very loving, but I'm very strong, right? And so I was getting to an event, and this lady that's very well known, she's like a yogi and she meditates and everything. She says, oh my God, Perla, congratulations. How are you doing with the twin boys? Congratulations. I said, oh, I'm doing well. But how are you doing with that excess of testosterone? And I was like,
yes.
Wait a minute. That's why my attitude is transformed. Now that I'm aware, I put that in check.
How do you put it in check?
That testosterone, I embrace it.
Okay.
Now I know I have triggers.
Okay.
And my triggers are a lot more sensitive.
Okay.
Because I am in an aggressive state of mind.
Okay.
Until these kids are born. Right? And then after that, my hormones are going to change again. So I am aware that I am responsible for how I react. So I need to slow down. And I need to try to be Perla, joyous Perla, overcoming situations, because I go through tough situations every day. I go through successful situations every day and tough ones every day. In the average of my day, they'll even up to success for me because I focus on the lesson. But do I go through shit on a daily basis? Yes. I just got served with a lawsuit for a fender bender that I had, and they wanna get me for a fender bender. And
like
they want to get...
nothing happened.
No pasó.
But you happened to have hit them.
Nothing happened to my truck, and I have a picture of the young lady's car, and nothing happened to her vehicle.
But they know who you are.
They want to get me for $250,000.
Because they know who you are.
That's okay. Right? So I got served. Oh, thank you, my lawsuit. Like, you know, like, yes. And so I can tell you, like, how many losses I've had in the last 5 days. You would be crying. But I don't account for that because all of those are lessons.
Okay.
You see what I mean? And so when you find yourself in a difficult situation, focus on the lesson, not on the problem. And that's how you can focus on your joy, right? Great example. My kids, I'm living with that. I'm living with that testosterone inside of me. And I've been asking my husband and people that I know, like, when people feel bad, like, a la madre. Like, you want to get out of this body. Porque a veces yo me caigo gordo.
Yeah.
Like, why am I thinking like this? Like, why am I reacting like that?
Yeah.
Why am I being such a chuki? ¿Por qué si yo no soy así?
I know you're... No.
Entonces, imagínate las personas que se sienten así todos los días y que no están embarazadas.
Yes.
Qué difícil. But I love it because I'm learning how to control that. Now I can teach people how to control that.
Yes.
It's beautiful. So
yes, you can teach people with an aggressive nature
how to
go within, how to be self-aware.
Number one, be aware. Number one, be in tune with your emotions. Number 3, assume responsibility that you take the action to the cause. So whatever happens here is the cause and you are the effect. So if you react, you're the one with the problem.
That's right.
But if you know who you are, if you know that you get triggered easily, you avoid certain situations to avoid yourself from acting upon that trigger that you're aware of.
Or you have your toolbox of skills that you lean into. You create the toolbox of skills that you lean into, I would assume.
Yes. So when I've been feeling super bad, right before I knew they were boys, I was writing, I was journaling how I feel, why I feel this, and how I was going to fix it.
Okay.
And because I was reacting and busting balls everywhere, right?
Okay.
And so now that I'm aware, I can control it.
Okay.
But I assume responsibility.
And you can come. So now that you're aware, obviously the emotions are still happening because they don't just go away because you're aware.
They happen. So if you are a person in nature that is aggressive, that is, however you want to name it, rude, flamboyant, spontaneous, whatever it is, all those ways of being bring out actions to reactions, right? Okay. But if you're aware that however you react and however you are is not convenient to you and to your surroundings, and it's not going to create an atmosphere of productivity, you're the only one that can hold back. You're the only one that can put the barriers and control yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's extremely powerful. So going back to joy, how do you conquer joy in the middle of chaos? You have control of that. You decide if there's a hurricane coming, if you want to cry, if you're going to lose it all, or if you're going to say, I'm going to prepare the best I can with my abilities. I'm going to accept the damages because I'm going to rebirth from that. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
You're buying into your own joy.
So how, since understanding that it's your baby boys who are giving you this extra testosterone, how has life been? What changes have you seen in even the people around you now that you know?
Now that they know? Well,
now that you know.
Oh, now that I know, yes. So I explained to them, if I'm being very thorough and I'm being very direct, I'm pregnant and I have different hormones under me. But I don't want to affect you. Just bear with me. Plus, as I'm changing things.
That's very humble.
As I'm changing things and I'm being a little chooky, I'm never going to affect you. But these changes are good anyways because I'm even seeing business in a different perspective.
Yeah. Well, you're never going to come from a place of, you're not coming from a place of ego. You're coming from a place of testosterone.
Yeah. And for example, I was putting order in my corporate office a couple of days ago, and I told my girls, I said, while everything is great and there's excess of abundance, whether you call it love, joy, money, budgets, etc., everything is great. But when we have like a decrease in monies, productivities, revenues, right? I'm going to tighten the bolts. And right now, I usually dance around it and I kiss you guys and we're all pushing together. And while we get there, I lose a lot of money. You've seen me do this.
I do see that.
You've seen me get to a needed change, and in the interim, I'll be eating the losses.
Yep.
Like my patience to people to make them
is extraordinary.
To make them come to like terms, I will never chop somebody else's head. It'll cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right now, because of my testosterone, I just have less patience. And I'm like, we need to do this. So the people are like, am I in danger? No, mamita. Nothing's going to happen to you. We just need to cut it down now. Yeah. But it's something in business that I had never done in 15 years. Okay. So if I could find the balance between that and having the patience of loving my staff, we're going to save a lot of money.
So you already seen
it's going to benefit the company. Like yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's something that you're learning that you may implement now.
That it should stay.
They should stay.
Because at the end, it impacts positively the bottom line when in the future, I let the company bleed
a little bit
because of the love and the patience.
Now you have still love and patience.
And that bleeding will eventually have to make Perla go and pull out of her piggy bank because... But I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting the company and even the future jobs of my own staff.
The future potential of the staff, yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, totally, I get it.
So now they're like, okay, we'll do it. And so now they understand where I'm coming from, but I needed this oomph because usually I'll let that bleed.
So how incredible how God and the universe, like you have these boys, you're having these changes within yourself, you're seeing the positive, like, oh, I needed to do this since 15 years ago. but it's getting you ready because you're exploding in several different industries now.
Yeah.
It's not just one. You're doing, and you're not doing.
Now, let me tell you.
Wow, that is so incredible.
Let me tell you the biggest part is one disconnect I had.
Okay.
When I would talk to people and I tell them like, before I was pregnant, no, you need to be patient, and when you're gonna make changes, be patient with the people. Don't cut their head off real quick just so you can save money. You can't do that. You have to. But people would tell me, Perla, but I don't have the time to be patient
and have the money.
I don't have the time and the money to be patient. You decía. So hello, there was a missing gap. Because they're not me. They don't think like me. And they don't have my money.
And you were willing
my money
to invest.
Cushion.
You were willing to invest your money to make that happen, like your cushion.
Yes.
The money that was coming out, your profit.
Yes, but now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like.
So, P, can I tell you? Can I tell you something?
Con paciencia ni que la chingada. Get to it. But I needed that testosterone to be able. Now I can tell business owners, you need to be patient. You need to be nice. But yes, we do have to protect the bottom line as a serial entrepreneur.
So I did research because of that. Like you started teaching me, and I was like, God, that is so weird. Like
you had an issue with that.
I was like,
but we're losing money.
Let's like fire fast, And so I did some research, and no, like the bazillionaires, they hire fast on gut. They don't go talk. Why would I call why would I call a reference that you put on there for them to tell me how awesome you are?
Yeah, I don't call references.
So your gut is telling you.
Yeah.
But then your gut's wrong, no problem. Fire fast. But the other third thing of like the bazillionaires is they promote faster. So they hire fast, fire faster, and promote fastest. They don't wait a year and a half because they want to save money. No, they're like, you are a gold mine. I'm giving here. I'm going to take care of you.
And
that
as
is
a
where my
serial
money's
entrepreneur,
going. Yes,
I was missing the fire fast because I touch my heart, because I dance with the idea, like give them time to develop into something else. I'm still going to do that because that's me emotionally. I can't chop somebody's head off from the night to the day. I can't do that. Whoever it is.
But you could do it during hiring. So this was the other thing I learned. During hiring, you could tell them, FYI, like we do a performance time of a month. And then if it doesn't work, and that's okay. Yes. But I need you to know that we fire fast.
But thanks to being pregnant with boys and the increase of testosterone in me, I'm able to understand that, and I'm able to act on it.
You're going to become the billionaire you want to be.
I've always understood it, but I was never able to do it because mi corazón no me dejaba hacer eso.
Yeah.
Y he tenido muchos problemas con mi in my family office because I don't do that. Because I'm losing money. And they know I'm losing
they would be
money.
Like, do it.
Perla, haz el cambio rápido, hijita. Te está costando dinero. Y yo, it's okay. Like, and I'm losing thousands of dollars, or I've lost millions. So now, thanks to the baby boys, I know how to do that.
Hi, Marcelino and James.
Going back to joy, you have the control of your joy. You make the decision to be in turmoil and come out joyous.
I love it.
Bottom line.
Everyone that's listening right now, what I want you to do is I want you to send Perla a message at Reflexiona con Perla on Instagram. I want you to DM her right now and tell her what are some of the steps that you're going to implement so that you can get to the next level in your life and in your business, because I think that these, like, all of us can live a life of joy. Why wouldn't we?
Yes.
Why wouldn't we? Why aren't you?
Yes. It's on you.
It's on you.
Literally, the decision is on you. My ex-husband is in prison right now.
Yeah.
And I speak to him, and when I do, he's like, ¿Qué pasó, Perlita? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo andas? Because he is a joyous person. And I mean, he committed something very wrong.
And he's paying for it.
In there, he says, I'm paying the lesson, pero yo ando con madres. O sea, mi vida es mi vida. La regué. Me arrepiento, no lo voy a volver a hacer lo que hice. Pero él es una persona alegre. Entonces, I'm saying this publicly because you have the ability to be in a shithole and be joyous. Period.
You create the life that you want.
You create the joy and the life that you want in the space that you want.
Choose you. Choose joy.
Sí, como hoy ya va a ser viernes para él y adentro, ahí donde están, where they are, they call it Freaky Friday.
I'm scared.
Dice, hoy ya va a ser Freaky Friday. Guys, you guys have the power within to be joyous, to be happy, to be loving. Sending you all lots of love, lots of abundance, power, respect, freedom, empowerment. You make the decision. Las amo, cuídense, sean felices. Síganme, @reflexiona con Perla at the Latina Empire.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon. Mwah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to Heart, Mind, and Money podcast with Perla, the awesome Perla.
Thank you.
Yes, I want everybody to look into the latinaempire.com. Look more into what this whole mission is. Also, on all our social medias is at the Latina Empire. At the Latina Empire. And to connect with Perla, who answers every single comment, message. We'll send you a voice message. We'll ask you to send her your WhatsApp. She will answer anything, any problem, any advice. I mean, you're pretty remarkable at that. And you can find Perla on Instagram at Reflexiona
con Perla.
Reflexiona con Perla. But we are all across social media, and Perla is always every single day pouring into you through all social platforms at the Latina Empire. And we also have our community at the Mana Lounge that you can find more information at any of the links on any of our social medias. And we would love to have you as one of our manas.
We've got to keep learning.
We got to keep learning. We got to keep healing our heart.
Healing your heart.
Challenging our minds.
Challenge your mind to fill your pockets.
To fill your pockets. Thank you guys for having us.